Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today. I want to welcome new subscribers. What I'm doing is I'm a life coach and I help people recover and heal and grow from emotional, bad, toxic, abusive relationships. So I help people recover and heal from trauma. So the best way to heal from that is to learn and understand what happened exactly. And so I am here to answer people's questions to the best of my ability. So please ask questions. What I'm doing is I'm answering questions from the last video I made last Monday. I do this every single week. So anybody that has a question, please go down below into the comment section, ask me anything you want, and come back next Monday. That's when I publish these, every single Monday. All I ask is you guys please give your location. Tell me where you're at. We all like to know. It helps us feel kind of like a little family or connected, not alone, at least. So please tell us where you're from, guys. Appreciate that. Something I also like to do every week is just try to recommend or suggest something you guys can do that might lead you in a direction that will help you guys heal and recover from these relationships. This week, I want to recommend touch therapy. Touch, human touch. And I've listed I'm going to tell you all kinds of different suggestions that what I'm talking about. But simply touching, human touch is just huge. All these problems you guys are facing is from one way or another, neglect from other people. And if it's not from your parents, which it usually is, you guys, sometimes I get people fight me with that, but so then you were in neglectful relationships, weren't you? And people, we need people. People are the most important things in our lives. Relationships are meeting our emotional needs and having relationships with people. Most important. So that's what hurts us so bad is these failed abusive relationships where people really hurt us and neglected us and they didn't reciprocate and we gave so much and never got anything back. And maybe our parents ignored us and maybe our parents didn't love us enough or touch us enough and give us hugs and kisses. And we need that. We need it bad. And to recover from relationships and trauma, anxiety and depression and loneliness, human touch, human interaction is huge. You guys heard me before talk a lot about oxytocin. And I'm telling you, oxytocin is a hormone and it's the cure for PTSD and different forms of it, like CPTSD. It's the cure. I guarantee it. And eventually, I hope that soldiers will start having that available for them instead of some of these nasty narcotics they're taking. But this touch therapy will help raise oxytocin naturally in you, and you will feel like you trust people more. You will feel better at ease and less anxiety, less nervous. Human touch feels warm. It helps you relax. It can be a pain reliever. Back in the day, people would touch and heal things by touch, and whether or not it worked, it worked. There's something to it. It helps you trust people again. It's giving you attention. It's saying that you're worth it. It's human interaction. It helps with anxiety and many other things. It should help you sleep better. So some of the things I'm talking about is like massage, right? Massage, pedicure, manicure, having someone wash your hair or cut it, style it, right? Facial massages or women that get facials, chiropractic medicine. I know not for everyone, but some people like it. It's helped me. And it was somebody touching me and manipulating my body and stuff. It was great. Scratching, scalp massages, something like this, even if you don't have somebody else to do it. This is stimulating and it's like somebody's touching you. It's your senses. It's making your senses react. I mentioned or recommended a couple months ago going and handling babies and hugging babies in hospitals that don't have family and parents. You can actually go do that. There are services that provide that. It's good for both of you. There's something else that I found looking at this online. Professional cuddling. I swear. People are going and hiring, and there's people that provide the service, and there's people that are hiring people to just cuddle them, hug them, hold them, massage them, scratch their scalp. Shows how bad we need it, doesn't it? I highly recommend doing this. And just like I said, the worth, the self-worth. You have to make, say you want to even just get a massage. You have to make the appointment. You have to commit to it and stick to it. And you have to use your hard-earned money and make time for it. That's saying I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Someone I know very dear to my heart just told me that when she was suffering from this as well, that she would sometimes get massages twice a day to help her feel better. And I thought that was great. That's amazing to take care of yourself like that. So that's it. Human touch, guys. Human touch. Let's get started with the questions right away. First one, or this isn't a question, but Camille left a message in the comment section that I wanted to just read. I found it interesting. Camille says that he found a letter that he had written. I might have this wrong, but he said he wrote it 10 years ago to himself. I think Camille typed it on the computer, put it in a file 10 years ago, and just found it. And he's just now recovering from this relationship, from this marriage. Okay, so he was in a marriage for quite a while, and it was bad even 10 years ago, and he didn't realize how bad it was even 10 years ago. He doesn't remember feeling this way then. But he found the letter, and he's like, wow, it was bad 10 years ago, and he just ended it. Well, I don't even know if he ended it, but it ended not too long ago. So this is the letter that he wrote to himself 10 years ago when he was in a marriage that just ended. My relationship is difficult for me to take. More anger and frustration. I feel so tired because I hate the feelings of being upset and unhappy. She has injured me many times, especially where we travel, our holidays, other countries, turning me into a sad and guilty person. Disrespectful ways, saying words that should not be said by a wife to her husband. I want respect like all husbands. She is very busy with her sisters, who she cares for more than her own family. I'm not myself anymore. She talks about trust and honesty, but she tells her family personal secrets about me. She never cares about my reputation. She's not a good person. Selfish, dishonest, false. She has hurt me many times, and I feel she does it on purpose to push me away from her. I shortened it up a little bit, but thanks for leaving that, Camille. Camille also said he didn't know that she was a narcissist. He didn't know and never heard about these terms at the time. And I don't know how much that would have made a difference. I know a lot of you totally believe it would. I thought it's an interesting topic because so many of us talk about that. And I mean, everybody, almost everybody says that. I didn't know. And I wanted to bring this up because of this. We know it doesn't matter now. We know it, right? The title, right? You can call it a narcissist or you can not call it anything. And you can just call it what it is. And it's abuse. It's dishonesty. It's lying. It's exploiting somebody. So everything that you read in here, Camille, all of this stuff is unacceptable. It's bad, I hope. And it doesn't matter what her diagnosis is, what the title is. I think you said that in there. I think you kind of said that. But you also said you didn't know she was a narcissist. And I'm just here to say it just doesn't matter. What matters is there's problems in your relationship and you knew there was, and maybe you didn't feel significant enough to make it a big deal, right? You know, we know this, right? We say we have a problem. We're not happy. I don't like this. I don't feel good. I don't trust you. And then stop making it a big deal. Oh, you're overreacting. You're too sensitive. What it comes down to is when people tell me I didn't know they were, what's a narcissist, right? I didn't know they were sick. I didn't know they were unhealthy. I didn't know they were toxic. I didn't know they were, you guys call them bad people, right? I didn't know they were a bad person. I didn't know they didn't share any of the same morals and values that I do. I didn't know that I hold honesty, loyalty, and respect important, and integrity, and all these things that they don't. They don't care about that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they really cheat and they lie and they don't care and they don't have empathy. I didn't know. And what I just want to say is from now on, take the time to get to know someone. Okay? Take the time. This was 10 years ago. You knew it was wrong then. 10 years ago. I'm sorry it took this long to end that relationship. But if we can say, if I'm not happy, there's a problem. If I don't feel good in this relationship, that's enough. We say, I gotta catch them cheating. No, you don't. There's a fucking problem. You think they're cheating. They may not be. Who cares? You feel like that. Fix that. We don't ignore it. Okay? So important. So important that we understand that difference. Instead of, well, I think they're cheating, but I got to catch them. Isn't it feeling it bad enough? Isn't that enough? Who wants to feel that way? And then when you bring it up to them, they tell you, oh, you know, they don't make you feel better. They make you feel worse. Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you shared that with us, Camille. Thank you. Thanks. I just wanted to read that so that people just clarify a little bit for you guys to help you understand that it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it does matter if you meet someone and you start dating them and they say, hey, I have a personality disorder, you might want to think twice. But my point is if you jump right into bed with them and they move right into your house with you, or you start signing contracts together and all this stuff, and you just can't know who somebody is in a week. 6 months. I know somebody I care a lot about, I like a lot. I've known them 4 months. I'm not saying anything about intimate or personal relationships. I'm just personal relationships, just people that I know. But I'm still totally getting to know that person more. I have a really good friend now that I've known for less than a year. I'm still getting to know that person more. So much more to know about that person. Even in a year. I've known this person for almost a year. A very good friend of mine. I've become very good friends with them in less than a year. But still so much more to know about them. People are multifaceted. We can't use that excuse anymore. I didn't know. And I don't mean that you didn't know about narcissists. That you didn't know that they were a total lying, cheating scumbag. You didn't know. Yeah, but you got married in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you know. We opened up a business in 90 days after meeting. You get what I mean? Shannon from the Midwest. Hello, Shannon. Why do many aging narcissists begin to attend church? Limited prospects, and now they have time to mine the last empath pool? Or covering their bases? What are your thoughts? Yes, obviously there are predators out there, and I've done a lot of study on psychopaths, murderers. Not that all psychopaths are murderers. I've done studies on psychopathic murderers, and it's amazing how many of them say, "Oh, I stick to religion. I go to the church because if they'll believe in God, they'll believe anything I tell them. They're gullible. They believe, turn the other cheek, love thy neighbor, no enemies, accept anything anybody does, just keep loving them like Jesus does," that kind of attitude. Be really agreeable, right? I understand that predators will prey on religious people in churches and even become leaders of their churches, right? That is such a small percentage. Aging narcissists will attend church for the same reason everyone does. Everyone. Not to go and prey on other people. Most narcissists, I believe, go to church for a lot of the same reasons anybody does. Facing their own mortality, right? I believe most people are religious because they don't want to face death. They want to live forever. There has to be a heaven. I think that it can be a great, and I'll even say that, I'm not even religious, I'll say it can be a good map to navigate with. So if your life isn't doing well, if you can't have relationships with people like narcissists, and like a lot of people have problems with, they may gravitate towards church, where a community gathers together, where narcissists have a real fear sometimes of being accepted, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. Church won't reject you. Church won't abandon you. Right? Just like pets. People ask me about pets all the time and narcissists. Narcissists can't own you and control you and decide when and where you go outside and to the bathroom and when you get to eat and all this stuff. They get to do that, and it's legal. And you can't ever leave them. And, you know, a pet can't leave their owner. And a pet can't talk back, and a pet doesn't have needs. And a pet won't say no or tell on them, or, you know what I mean? No responsibility, no self in a pet. So they're attracted to church, besides the deep, nasty, psychopathic predators that are going to prey and exploit on people. Narcissist, the whole term, narcissistic personality disorder, has been coined for the patient who cannot have relationships with anybody. Narcissists are always trying to have relationships, right? They want to connect with people still. They're so dependent on people for what they need. So they're always in these relationships. They don't want to be alone, but they don't work. It's just failure, 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 destruction. They may not think it's their fault. They may, you know, all these people hurt me. It's all these people's fault, not my fault. But still, they can't have relationships that last, that are functioning, that are loving, caring. So they need help. And they'll go to, instead of see a doctor, just like a bunch of people won't go see a doctor, they'll go to church. Not anything more rare or weird than anybody else, what a lot of other people do. A lot of people become more religious as they get older. So I don't think that's that rare, that odd or weird. And you know, there's big reasons people do that, and I don't see why theirs would be any different. Thank you for asking. Nessa asks, after watching many videos, I have a question. Why can't narcissists be alone? And Nessa, you've heard on other videos, you keep hearing people say, like, they'll just wither away without people, or they need supply, like heroin addicts, which to me really is not an adequate explanation, or maybe it's just a dramatic exaggeration, and I agree. Very confusing. Doesn't make any sense. You hear H.G. Tudor say, supply, energy, and stuff like this. It's just, I'll tell you what it is. And I've made videos about this, and I've talked about this a lot, but I'm just going to tell you, it's real simple. It's emotional needs. It's emotional needs. Real quick, I may have said this a lot, or I'm saying a lot of you watching right now maybe heard me say this a lot, so I don't want to repeat myself too much, or at least for too long, so I'm going to be real quick. We have physical needs and emotional needs. Physical needs, we don't care or think about them when we're born. It's ingrained in us that they'll be supplied, and it's our first signs of entitlement. I mean, as we get older, we don't thank our parents for food, for our house, for paying the gas bill, for our shoes. I mean, we might, you know, thanks, you gave me the shoes I really wanted, or you know, sure. Or after our parents tell us to thank them for a while, we start thanking them. I don't know how, you know, people's households are, everyone, but we aren't too grateful right away for our physical needs. We don't care about them. Children, babies, brand new, start attaching to their caretakers right away. They do not attach to people who supply physical needs. Food, water, shelter. They don't care. You could have a new person come in every day and supply physical needs to a baby. That's fine. Emotional needs is the only thing babies care about. It's what they start attaching to. Anyone who supplies, any caretaker, not just parents, who supplies emotional needs. That's what children attach to. That's what children want more than anything. We're such social animals, we will die without other people. That means they're the most important things in our life. Relationships, people, attachment, emotional needs. Most important, more important than anything. People commit suicide and end their life, not because they're deprived of physical needs. People commit suicide typically because they're deprived of emotional needs. They don't know how to meet them. I'm going to read off some emotional needs. These are 10 that I chose. Yours could be different. Men and women tend to be a little different, but it's up to what you value. People tend to meet about 10 emotional needs. There's 10 emotional needs that most people find important to them. I'm going to read 10 different emotional needs. The first several, I believe, are absolutely mandatory in relationships with people for them to work at all. And there's also these that you cannot have in relationships with narcissists. Number 1 is security, emotional security, the absolute most important thing to human beings. That's my opinion. Security, attention, autonomy, yourself, emotional connection. Relationships can't work without these. Part of a wider community, friendship, intimacy, privacy, status within social groups, competence, achievement, meaning, and purpose. That is what narcissists are trying to get you to meet for them because they don't know how to do it for themselves. So, parents teach us how to meet emotional needs. They do it by giving us attention and focusing it all on us and our emotions. Narcissists didn't get that. Or they got so much of it, one or the other, they don't meet it themselves. They've become completely dependent and reliant on other people. Much like a lot of us. People who date them have been neglected and weren't taught how to meet their emotional needs on their own, and they become dependent on other people. Okay? So narcissists are dependent on other people to meet their emotional needs for them. The problem with that is it's external. It's on the outside. Just like drugs, alcohol, food, sex, work, and anything else that's out here. It's not enough. So narcissists need it all the time. You give them attention, the second you stop, there's a problem. I need more. You give them more attention. I need twice as much tomorrow. Right? Just like money's great until over time it's not enough. I want more money. Sex is great, but if you do it all the time, you'll wear it out. It's not enough. If you're trying to use sex for your emotional need of security, I feel insecure in my relationship, so I want to have sex all the time. That makes me feel secure. Well, you think it does, but it's external and it's not enough. So you're going to have sex all the time, and then after you're done, it's not enough. I still don't feel secure. So narcissists don't meet their own needs themselves. They're dependent, codependent on other people to do that for them, which is external and not enough. So they can't be by themselves because then they got to meet their own needs themselves. When they're by themselves, they're not getting anything met. And they fall into massive depression, anxiety, depression. Then they meet someone else and they put it all up to them. Oh my God, I'm so glad I met you. I need you. And then they get you to meet all their needs. They poke and prod at you, so you just keep, they tell, pour me, pour me, pour me, and you give them all attention and empathy and compassion, right? Go back to the emotional needs, and you just go down the list, the things that they don't do for themselves. They don't provide. They don't even give themselves attention. They don't even know they have a self. There is no self, so there's no autonomy. They don't care about emotional connection because they don't know who they are. They don't even care, so they're not going to care who you are, so they don't care about connecting with you emotionally. It's only physical. It's external. I care about sex with you. I care about making out with you. I care about walking down the street with you. I care about what people think of me and you and our photo on Facebook and stuff. It's just fake crap. So they're not going to be alone because they can't do anything for themselves. They need you to do it for them. So they're going to be with somebody else all the time. And when you stop doing it, what do? Boom, right to somebody else. And since they have other people meeting their needs, which is external, not enough, so they need more and more and more and more. That's why you always feel like you're never enough, because you aren't. 80% of my clients say, oh, I just wanted to help them. Help them do what? Help them live? Damn. I just wanted to help them. No, you wanted to meet their needs for them. You've got the narcissist who doesn't meet their own needs and takes from other people, right? Then you've got the victim or the codependent or you guys like empath. So the empath doesn't meet their own needs, but they meet other people's needs to get what they want. So they give, they take, and it's great, but nobody has their needs met, and the relationship will always fail until they learn how to meet their own needs. Okay, for themselves. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please ask again, Nessa. Thank you. And where are we? Let's do some more. Nicole from Portland, Oregon. Hello, Nicole. I have a question about moving forward with my family. I feel better having zero contact with my mother, but feel guilty. When I explain her abuse to my grandmother, she dismisses it, saying, I hope God heals you. I don't know what to do because I can't read my own writing. But you can't act like, that's what you said. You can't act like everything's fine, everything's okay anymore. And that's what your grandma wants you to do, right? Your grandma doesn't want to hear how you feel. Your mom's toxic? That's your mom's mom? Right. You see that? Your mom, your grandma didn't give your mother the attention she needed on her emotions. So she never taught your mom how to meet her emotional needs. Just like your grandma doesn't meet her emotional needs. How do I know? Because she's codependent. She's saying, how I feel depends on what you do. So you need to do this. That's why codependents do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. Or what? I told you need to do that. Jesus. Why can't your grandma just say, okay? Well, I already told you before that your grandma probably cares more about being a successful mother than how you feel. So don't tell her that she failed in any way, that her daughter is a bad mother, because that would mean she's a bad mother. Or she just doesn't care about how you feel because your feelings make her upset. She doesn't know how to regulate her own emotions, be responsible for her own emotions. Okay. You feel guilty for two reasons, at least. But you have zero contact with your mother and you feel guilty. Of course you do. We grieve. We grieve loss no matter what that loss is. There's people that grieve their sickness. There's people that are sick so long, in hospital, in bed for so long. Once they're all better, they miss it. We just grieve loss. You don't have your mother around. She might have been horrible. She might have kicked you in the shin every single day. Well, long enough, you miss it. It's a stage of grieving. Okay? I think most of your guilt comes from your own programmed emotional responsibility or debt due to your mother. Most likely, your mother has such a void of her own that when she raised you, she didn't give you all the attention. She couldn't. She had attention on her own void. And so all of your attention doesn't get put on your emotions because she didn't do it. She put her attention on her void. So you did too. So the attention was on mom. Mom parentified you and switched those roles. So anyone that has to do this to their mom, I'm sorry, mom, it'll be okay, before 18 years old is horrible. It really is. Mom goes and takes care of mom. Mom doesn't let child see upset mom. And child does not comfort mom. So here you are making a personal choice, which mom didn't like because mom never let you have autonomy. You are here for mom. So who cares what you want to do and your choices or how you feel about it? You have a debt to mom. You have to take care of mom. You have to always consider mom's feelings. You have to focus on mom's void. Mom has a big void. So you have to always consider that, Nicole. Always. Always. Very, very common for people who have been neglected and abused or abused growing up, and they feel guilty about anything they have to do that's personal. Any choice they have to make for themselves. Oh, I feel selfish. Start being more selfish, Nicole. I know we don't like narcissists who are selfish, but the other side of the spectrum isn't good either. Completely selfless. Do you see that? If we're not selfish, aren't we selfless? I hope God heals you is disgusting. That's some shit right there. That's some gaslighting, psychological, you're not good enough, low self-worth bullshit. And I hope you don't ever listen to that again. Whatever it takes. Don't ever listen to that again. Don't ever listen to somebody tell you you aren't fixable, you aren't healable, you're sick, you're less than us. Fuck that shit. Fuck. Your mom, I'm sorry, but your grandma created your mom. If that helps. You don't talk to your mom, maybe your grandma should be number 2 on the list. Throwing that out there. I'm sorry, Nicole. Good luck. Talk to a professional on a regular basis and sort all this stuff out. And then if you want to have a relationship with your mother or your grandmother or anybody else that's toxic, like both of them are, if you choose to have a relationship with them, it has to be on your terms. Okay? Has to. It's the only way it works. And if it won't be, then it doesn't work. It's out of your control. Nothing you can do. You did it. Try. If you want to try, if it's important to you, try. And then realize when you've done everything you can. Okay? But don't let anybody talk to you like that ever again. Never. That's damaging. That'll stay in there for a long time if you don't have somebody else like me telling you that was wrong. Okay? Or yourself. Hope you tell yourself that's wrong. But if you know in yourself that that's wrong, you won't let it continue. Okay? You'll never let her do that to you again. That's the end of part 1. I'll see you guys in part 2. If you can, please subscribe to my channel. Vote up or down. Ask me questions. Share this video. I'll see you in part 2. Love yourself first. Bye.